This time I'll be able to tell you what to do.
She's not joking. She's serious. She is serious.
Good morning, everyone, for the Board of County Commissioners meeting June 9th, 2026. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance led by Gary this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Any additions or removal from the agenda? Okay. The agenda will be approved as posted. Constituent time, is there anybody in the room that would like to join? Okay. State your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Good morning. Chairman Lane, Commissioner Fuller, Jones, staff and fellow citizens.
Your name and address, please.
My name is David A. Moran, founder of a CEO of Energy Field Security, based right here in Delta County at 1410 Valley View Drive, Suite 316. I'm providing a brief positive update to our Pure Watt project and Eurovan AI Data Power Hub initiative. EFS continues to advance the EMP GMD hardened modular microgrids and that integrate SMR layering, M-Grid hydro advanced storage, and ultra efficiency HEEM motor technology. We are positioning the Eurovan mineral belt as a sovereign, resilient supply chain node for critical minerals and magnetic materials, directly supporting the domestic HEEM manufacturing for AI data centers, microgrid nodes, and national security. Through our technical ambassador role and strong partnership with One Delta County and Economic Alliance, we are aligning these efforts with local workforce developments, just transition priorities, incentives such as the USDA, REAP, Community Connect, and Rust financing. This supports high-quality jobs, grid resiliency on the Western Slope, all fully compliant with the Delta County's land use code. We are also interested in the Project 7 opportunity to provide resilient energy solution that enhances water infrastructure reliability, support responsibility to the local economic development. We remain committed to the transparent collaboration with the board, planning staff, and the community. I'll be happy to provide a one-pager briefing or a demonstration of this HEM motor at your convenience. Thank you for your leadership in supporting balanced, secure growth that protects our way of life, one community at a time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lindsay, anybody on the computer that would like to address?
Is there anybody that would like to speak online? No.
Okay.
Chuck, did you want to say?
Did you want to speak?
I did.
Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. First name Charles, last name Cherrick. 5509 2000 Road, Delta, Colorado. I've got a couple issues. They're not real clear, but I thought, well, I could get everybody in one group. I can talk about them just for a second. Going through the minutes and everything and following all that is a little, unless you're at the meeting, it's a little hard to track. But they talked about arbiters. We're going to have arbiters. Maybe you guys could steer me in the right direction to find out who, what, and the roles are going to be for the arbiters. I've got a general idea, but I don't know. On the other side of that, I've got my 2000 road issue, which is a water runoff that was blocked when they elevated the road. This came apparent about a year and a half ago when I was working with Robbie. It's still out there, and if we're going to have these runoffs, talking about as far as the monsoons coming or not coming. I've been monitoring the wind, the weather, the direction, because they talk about a plume. That's what they're gonna hire a plume guy to do a model, or that's what Everett says. Talking about Everett, I'm a little, is he the code compliance officer, or is he on the board for making decisions in the planning department? I can never figure that out. So maybe you guys can somehow let me know about that. The last thing I have on my list is, I talked about a month ago about trying to find what the revenue on these solar farms were. And I spoke up and Mike said he was gonna get after it, I believe. I didn't make any notes. So maybe we could look into that a little bit.
Yeah, and I got back to you on that. You were about the tax revenue on that.
I never received it. Did you email it to me?
We talked on the phone.
What happens when you get old?
Okay.
Second thing is you don't.
But yeah, I
remember.
did follow up and had the, I'll try to see if I have the,
You still have it?
I'll see if I do.
Perfect, thank
Yeah.
The last thing is, on our solar project, all of the, drawings and everything, they showed how they were gonna screen everything. None of us are gonna be around when those trees get to be 1.5 feet tall, you know, so maybe they can figure out why they had to lead us astray on that. That's all I got. But I thought I'd bring it up because I never get everybody in one group and, everybody's running around and being busy. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Chef, can I just say that about the arbitrators, if you want to set up an appointment with me, I can explain to you what that's all about.
Are you gonna publish it so everybody can understand what,
All of
I mean,
it.
I understand what an arbitrator is.
And that is for Board of Equalization time only. That is the only time that the arbitrator is called, is if a taxpayer requests for an arbitrator to hear their hearing for the property tax.
Okay.
Assessment. So if you need further information, we're happy to meet you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And Scott, would you please look into 2000 road drainage?
I have engineering work to do.
Okay, thank you.
We're doing all the elevations and
Next up, County Clerk Terry
Well, I
Stevens.
had something.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. A little prerogative here, Wendell Kuntz, 560 Dodge Street. I'd like to give a shout out to a North Fork High School student and FFA participant, a young lady named Eris Joring. She is participating and competing this week in the Miss Teen Colorado pageant over in Golden. I don't know if Delta County's ever had a participant in a program like that, but we wish her the very best. She did ask, and Lindsay's posted on our social media, to help her in the People's Choice Award. There is a QR code there that links you, and she gets 1 vote for every dollar spent. And of course, that goes towards the pageant charity stuff. So Eris Joring for Miss Teen Colorado. Thanks.
You bet. Okay, now we have Terry Stevens.
Good morning, Commissioners. This morning I have, for your consideration, the minutes for the May 19th, 2026 Board of County Commissioner meeting. Were there any changes, deletions, or additions?
I didn't have anything.
Done here.
I also have for your consideration the minutes for the May 29th special Board of County Commissioner meeting. Same thing, any changes, additions, or deletions?
None.
And that's all I have this morning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, we'll roll on to Commissioner business. First up is board's consideration of National Forest payment funding in accordance with the Secure Rural Schools and Community Self-Determination Act in the gross amount of $198,840.27.
So interim county administrator Gary Russell will detail the results there with the paper that's in front of him.
You delegate.
spot on.
Works everything.
You know how much she enjoyed that. This is the 2025 National Forest payments in accordance with the Secure Rural Schools and Community Self-Determination Act. Robbie stated the gross amount of $198,840.27. The breakdown on the distribution, 25% goes to the school district in the amount of $49,710.07. 25% goes to County Road and Bridge in the exact same amount. The distribution of the remaining 50%, 35% of the 50 goes to the school district and the amount of $34,797.05. 35% of that the remaining 50 goes to Road and Bridge for the exact same amount. And 30% of the 50 goes to County Contingency Title III in the amount of $29,826.04. I would move that we approve the letter of agreement with the National Forest Payments Funding and authorize the chair to sign.
I will second that motion.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion?
County Treasurer Lisa DeBoya has double checked all of the amounts. If you remember, then the Secure Rural funding came in late last year, so earlier in 2026 was the allocation. This is an additional allocation for this year.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you.
Next before you is the Historical Board designation. This is an IGA with the City of Delta and Delta County Commissioners for the Historical Board. Delta County Commissioners appoint the Delta County Historical Board. Previously, then the two properties that have come before you have been within the City of Delta jurisdiction. County Attorney John Baer has raised some legitimate concerns about jurisdiction appointing not only designated properties. And so this IGA then starts to address that very jurisdictional question that not the chair would sign and then the Delta City Council would sign as well. So it just cleans up the fact that we have the agreement and that you all will work with the city or the other municipalities when there is a historical designation within the City of Delta for this particular IGA.
There wasn't any attachment on the posting here.
It's right beside you. In hard copy, 2 copies.
Thank you.
Interim County Manager Gary will forward that to you.
Doesn't come with voice.
He's rethinking this whole seat assignment thing.
Well, I'm going to move that the board approve the intergovernmental agreement between City of Delta, Colorado, County of Delta, Colorado for the purpose of designation of building structures, sites, and objects and districts within the incorporated limits of City of Delta as Delta County Historic Landmarks and authorize the chair to sign.
I will second the motion.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you.
Okay, for Commissioner calendars. Chairman. Today, after this meeting, we'll have a work session with planning on land use code. At 2 p.m. There's a special meeting today at 3 p.m. on the Board of Health Medical Portable Toilet Policy. At 3 p.m. as a Board of Health special meeting. I'm assuming that's the same meeting. I'm sorry, I got posted twice. A 5:30 joint meeting with the Delta City Council,
Is that one?
and that's here at 5:60. June 10th is CE Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. June 10th at 1 is the draft Upper Gunnison Watershed Strategy Virtual Meeting. June 10th at 5:30 is excuse me. June 11th through 12th is the Colorado Cooperation Spring Conference. June 11th at 9 a.m. Board of County Commissioners Work Session, Genters Grove. June 12th through the 14th is the Crawford Pioneer Days. June 16th is the Board of County Commissioners regular scheduled meeting at 30. June 16th, we just scheduled a Board of County Commissioners work session for the enterprise zones with Dr. County.
What time is that?
That's at 1:30. I just sent the invite, so you'll see it when you get back to your offices.
Opportunity zone.
Sorry, opportunity zones.
So on the 16th, we've been invited to a USDA housing meeting. I'm going to attend. Is anybody else?
I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Get that on.
That's at their office on Industrial Boulevard.
Correct.
On the 18th through the 19th is the Jolt Energy Symposium. June 19th, all administrative offices for Delta County will be closed for the holiday for Juneteenth. June 25th is Delta Health Community Engagement Meeting at 9 a.m. June 27th is the By Kids for Kids Collaborative Gala. Find information on the website. That is a fundraiser for multiple youth nonprofits in the county.
Can we back up a minute?
Yes,
On the 23rd, I have a work session, BOCC standing work session. Do we need that one?
You may after today with the land use code.
Okay.
anything else? We will be on July 3rd for the holiday.
And you mentioned the Delta Health Community Meeting on the 25th. The 26th is the GOP dinner at 4:30 p.m.
Are you all going?
It's more of a social function,
4:30, that's the one that's at,
76.
All right. Thank you.
I see nothing else.
Okay. I'll give the Delta County Detention Facility Population Count Report for Sunday, May 24th, 2026. The male inmates County Jail 25, female inmates County Jail 8, male inmates Department of Corrections 4 for a total of 37. Average daily inmate population for the week of 5/18/26 through 5/24/26 was 43.38. Detention facility population count report for Sunday, May 31st, 2026. Male inmates County Jail 23, female inmates County Jail 6, male inmates Department of Corrections 3 for a total of 32. Average daily inmate population for the week of 5/25/26 through 5/31/26 was 41.55. And 9 o'clock, we have a recognition. So we will we'll adjourn until 9 o'clock.
Yes, if there are 11 more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Laugh-In's retirement recognition. 9 o'clock, and we'd like to thank you for all your services that you have provided Delta County, the wisdom and your work ethic. We appreciate that. You showed up for work, you did your job. A little bit of drama during Road and Bridge, but we can handle that all right. Anybody else like to say anything?
Who's gonna be calling and asking for the BFF?
Oh, I'll call in and ask for it. Keep that going.
I'll speak up and say Gary has had a huge impact on things like the South Valley expansion out at the landfill. You have really continued to push for the folks that work out there with you for good equipment, good working conditions. And you've really stepped up and made this Adobe Cleanups Day worthwhile for everybody. I really appreciate what you've done for us and this community, because it shows. And you set a standard now for Matt and everybody coming behind you. And Matt, we're going to hold you to that standard. But Gary, for me, thank you. I really appreciate what you've done. So.
Good. All about. I still want to know who you got lined up to do tours from here on. 'Cause every time we stop by, we can count on a nice tour of that place.
Got a gentleman sitting right over here.
Do you know the route?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll learn.
Yeah.
You'll know by the time we get back.
Actually, Gary, we know all the stuff you got away with.
It happens.
No, I just want to thank you for everything, so. You did a great job and you made sure the crew was well in place. So that's huge, so thank you for everything.
You're welcome. It's been fun.
I would like to thank you as well.
Be tricky again. 9:30. No, it's been fun. Had a good time torturing everybody, causing all the girls havoc, and it's been good.
Thank you very much. Thanks for everybody coming in. We've got a little gift certificate here for you, and we'll probably want some pictures taken,
Yeah.
correct? Okay, come on out. Sure.
Oh, we should have. Why did we? She arrived.
Matt, come on up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slide on over, guys.
Take your hat off, Gary.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations.
That's it.
Yeah. Homework.
Over, I'm done. I can go home now? No, I made the boss, I made the decision.
You gotta take that. First.
You can walk.
Check out anytime you'd like, but you can never leave.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'll come out.
Our next item up is at 9:30, the county attorney, and so we'll recess until 9:30.
Happy birthday.
Welcome back. It's 9:30, and now we have one item from county attorney and their assistants, associates. Go ahead, I'll turn it over to you.
Good morning. I am here to present a resolution which first authorizes the purchase for the property located at 10403 Hidden Mesa Road in Austin, Colorado, also known as parcel 323,929,300,007. In addition to the authorization to purchase said real estate, it is also ratifying certain provisions that allows the county attorney to sign all documents necessary to execute this contract, as well as authorizing the county administrator to sign all additional documents necessary to execute the purchase of said property.
Okay,
So I
12, is that right, Jerry?
That's correct.
I'll move the board approve resolution 2026-R12. Resolution authorizing purchase and the county attorney or county administrator to sign closing documents for real property located at 10403 Hidden Mesa Road, Austin, at parcel number so listed.
We need just a clarification of price, or are we okay with it? It's just in the resolution that presented.
It's in the contract.
Okay. I will second that motion.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you. Thank you for being here in place of John Bear.
Thank you.
Got a good price for it.
We missed it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Adriana, does that have the contract behind it? So it's ready to record.
Yes, please. Thanks.
Okay, that was the only item we had. At this time, next up is planning at 10 o'clock for 2 items. So we will recess until 10 o'clock. One more minute. Ten o'clock, welcome back. We have a couple of items with planning. We'd like to welcome our new guy to the team, Oren Stanbrick. Why don't you introduce yourself? and Tell us a little bit about.
Wow, my name's Oren Stainbrook. I just started yesterday, so I'm just getting up to speed. Moved here from Utah. My career has been between architectural design, general contracting, and small scale real estate development. So jack of all trades, but excited to be in this new position and get to work with you all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to the planning department. You've got 2 items for us.
Yes, sir. The first item on the agenda for today from planning is project 2452 Honey Rock LLC. Colby Barrett, the owner, is here and present, and the applicant. The main address of the property is 2444 Dominguez Canyon Road, Delta County. Mr. Barrett's requesting that the commissioners consider a resolution to rescind resolution number 2025-R39, which was a conditional use permit for a public guest ranch, lodging, RV park, campground, restaurant, and event venue. This was previously approved by the commissioners on October 7th last year. On April 8th, Mr. Barrett formally requested the voluntary rescission of this conditional use permit. He's scaling back the project scope to focus primarily on agricultural operations and private membership activities as a water sports club, being that he's along the Gunnison River. These are uses that are classified as uses allowed by right within the 835 zoning district. His email with this request is in your packet. It has Exhibit A. As the commissioners know, the land use code has this category of use entitled allowed uses. I'd just like to review a few sections of code to provide some understanding about how we handle and consider allowed uses and how this designation does not exempt the property owner from other regulatory standards and requirements. In chapter 1, under the executive summary of the land use code, there's a couple of statements that I'll read here. Different standards and processes may apply based on the zoning designation. Certain uses are allowed or exempt from review, but other permits or approvals may apply. Allowed uses, while exempt from review, must meet all applicable regulations from this code and other entities, for example, state and federal. Another part of that chapter in the executive summary says, not all standards apply to all uses. However, all development is required to meet applicable standards, even if not subject to county review, parentheses, allowed uses. And lastly, another statement in the executive summary, all land use processes, including access permits, assigning an address, and on-site wastewater treatment, begins with a development application. Allowed uses are not subject to review by planning, but are subject to applicable standards, and it references chapter 3 through 5, and processes, and it gives examples of access, address, floodplain, on-site wastewater treatment system, and so on. In addition, other permits or processes may apply, and for example, Colorado Department of Transportation, water, floodway, state electrical, state plumbing. So that just kind of sets the stage for what we mean by allowed use. Chapter 1 also continues in section 5B1 and lists exemptions from the approval requirement. As such, it says the following are not subject to approval pursuant to this code, but may be subject to other permitting processes. And then the first in the list is the establishment, continuation, or modification of land uses that are listed as allowed uses pursuant to chapter 2 of this code. So in chapter 2 of the code, it provides a definition of allowed uses. And it says these uses are allowed by right, meaning no site plan review is required. However, owners are responsible to comply with applicable standards, and it references chapter 7, section 1, which says that the acknowledgement of allowed by right status does not exempt the property from or its operations from local, state, or federal health and safety regulations. However, looking at what Mr. Barrett has proposed as uses for Honey Rock, they all do fall under allowed uses within chapter 2. The revised scope of work would transition this project 2452 entirely to uses that are categorized as allowed uses in the 835 zoning district. Specifically, the owner proposes the following activities. Number 1, agricultural activities. Wholesale and retail sales of produce via an on-site produce stand and seasonal U-pick events. Number 2, accessory agricultural events, harvest celebration dinners focused on on-farm produce utilizing an approved commercial grade kitchen. And number 3, a water sports club, a members only club for water sports, hunting and fishing, restricted to dues paying members for private parties, member camping, weddings, and the rental of cave suites. So this revised scope again, would transition the property to allowed uses within the 835 zoning district. These scaled back activities would not require a conditional use permit or a formal plan review and are not subject to approval pursuant to code, provided they remain within the limits and definitions of these allowed uses. So our finding is that as long as the property maintains continuous compliance with local, state, federal health and safety regulations, and these proposed allowed uses, we would recommend that the board consider rescinding the resolution of the conditional use permit 2025 R39 in its entirely, and thereby officially terminating the conditional use permit previously granted for the project. And as I said before, the owner is here to provide any comment or answer any questions.
Mr. Barrett, do you have anything to include on that?
No, I think Mr. Garner had a good synopsis for that. After our meeting, we kind of all.
Please join us up
Oh,
front
sorry.
and introduce yourself. Make sure that mic is on.
Oh, it is, sorry. Colby Barrett, property owner there at Honey Rock Landing. I think everything that Mr. Gardner kind of laid out is really where we're at. I guess more background after we got done with our meeting here, we kind of came back and really looked as a strategy as a team, like how much do we actually want to be doing? Are we doing restaurants and RVs and all this kind of stuff? And I guess on the RVs in particular, the conclusion the team came to is like, they're kind of like dogs. They're really cool, but not appropriate for every place. We can't have dogs in our orchard for organic certification reasons. And we kind of came to that conclusion, like RVs is another good example. Like I like RVs, but that's not really the right place for a bunch of that. And so we started looking back at the code and saw that this is really just allowed or use by right kind of stuff is what we want to do. I wouldn't say for us this process was a waste of time though, because we got great feedback from you guys, from our neighbors, in terms of what we really want to be doing down there. And so I think it was good to go through this process, but just sticking to that allowed use is what fits that property the best. And it still allows us to do a lot of stuff, but not everything we were asking for before. We can still farm and invite people down and feed them and those kind of things. The private club also fits this a lot better because we have, as I mentioned, we're organic certified. We have to follow FSMA. There's a bunch of rules there. And so just having people kind of running around willy-nilly is not good. I mentioned dogs. If a dog poops in our orchard, we have to actually fill out a form. I know that sounds crazy, but that's kind of the world we live in the ag space. And so the private club allows us to say, look, if you're coming down, you need to there's some training involved. There's some waivers, that kind of stuff. We can kind of control that in a way that fits an organic orchard a lot better. And as Mr. Gardner mentioned, any of the food service, those kind of things, we're following all those, and the county's been great to get us certified on. I think we're in a grocery store and deli or something was the category we fit into there, but we were working with Kelsey Sorensen and those folks to get that knocked out. So it just seemed like a better fit for what we're doing. So.
What would be the intended and unintended consequences of rescinding this resolution, particularly on the cooperating agencies? And that's for Mr. Gardner or you, Mr. Barrett.
Well, I don't know that I can, exhaustively predict what the consequences would be. It does.
I'm looking at CDOT in particular.
Yeah, I think it's incumbent upon us to at least let CDOT know this, if you approve the rescission, just because I think they continue to communicate with us to get updates about it. And so I anticipate that they will reach out to us and want to know if Honey Rock's continue to pursue this conditional use permit. So us proactively just informing them would probably be wise. So they don't have to wait to hear it when they ask. I think that obviously the code was adopted in this water sports hunting club was you know, drafted in there, for whatever purpose back when it was drafted. It does kind of refine the use, ship only. So there is, you know, some limitation and some boundaries around that. And so it supports whatever the intent was of drafting that into the code. I've not ever participated since I've been here in rescinding a conditional use permit. I don't know if any of you have. But
Why I asked the question?
I mean, it just sort of takes a big eraser to the board and erases everything back to kind of where we started, essentially. And it doesn't change anything with regard to how we would look at Honey Rock. It would still be, they're still subject to what they were subject to before they applied for conditional use permit. They just went through a rather expensive and exhaustive learning phase of, you know, what they can do and what they may want to do on the property. I don't know, I struggle to find necessarily really negative consequences. I do think that the county does need to think about exempting itself from, you know, from allowed use reviews. I think that puts property owners in a position where they self-assess that they're allowed uses and that all their uses, you know, fall under that category, and then we just don't see them and we don't know about them, and that's maybe fine. But I think of what we do in county planning as a public service to help people to not shoot themselves in the foot, and not necessarily a way to limit or prohibit them from doing what they want on private property. So I think that's something for us to think about in going into the future for a lot of uses. Is that it's still good to have a site plan review and at least give it some sort of determination to say, yes, that's an allowed use and you can do that. There's no further action or review requirements from planning, and to document that for the good of the property owner and also for clarity for everybody, you know, in the future, that this was what was determined by somebody who took a look at what was being proposed. So those are my thoughts. Is that sufficient?
Mr. Barrett, I got a question, and it's a general question.
Yeah.
That applies not just to your project in Honey Rock Landing, but how does the county prevent mission creep in a situation like this?
In terms of the ag side or the water sports club side, or what's the?
In general.
Yeah.
Because we face this elsewhere.
Yeah, this is a good question. I spent a lot of time with the code to make sure everything we were doing was within that. But, you know, we had to make sure that like everything's tied to the agriculture, right? That we're not feeding people, you know, just burgers from another place and those kind of things. So I don't know that I have a great answer on this.
We don't either.
Yeah. I think there's also the intent and the spirit of those different sections, right? So I think that like I'll use a harvest dinner as an example. Like we are making sure that everything, not every single ingredient, but we're celebrating the harvest of different stuff, right? So we're not going to have asparagus harvest in, you know, January. And so I think that's a big thing to make sure when you see different entities doing this, are they also like following the spirit of the rules here? You know, if you had a water sports club for a farm that didn't have any river frontage, that probably would be a bit of an issue, right? We've got, you know, the only put in and take out between Escalante and Dominguez, it's a special situation we've got there for that piece. So I guess that would be my only comment would be, you know, is not only the letter of the law being followed, but is the spirit of the law also kind of being followed in the way that the landowners are following these different categories of allowed use?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Well, I appreciate planning, keeping us abreast of what was going on with this and, you know, kind of walking us through what was intending to happen here and the reversal of this whole process. And honestly, it's been a little bit of a struggle to wrap our heads around it, but I think I'm there. I think I understand what you're talking about, the spirit of the law and, you know, the intent and whatnot. And we appreciate you guys, you know, being upfront about what you want to do. And like I said, it's a learning process perhaps for you guys and for us.
Very much so.
for all this. So, I think we're comfortable with what we've got before us and so I don't think I have anything else to add to that, but
Okay.
we still wish you the best down there. We know this is your guys' thing, so.
Oh, yeah, we're still farming like crazy when it doesn't freeze out and, the greenhouse stuff has actually worked really well.
Good.
So that's, we may expand that a little bit and some more market garden stuff, so.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
Well, you ready?
Mhm.
I think we're there.
I'm gonna move this board rescind resolution number 2025 R39, a resolution that conditionally approved project 24052 Honey Rock LLC in Dominguez Canyon.
This would be number 13. 13?
Okay,
Do we have a
I have one.
printed resolution on this?
I do.
Can we have it, please?
So do we need to add that the new resolution number or is that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I didn't realize we had a fresh one. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna move resolution number 2026 R13, a resolution to rescind resolution 2025 R39 for Honey Rock LLC, project 24052 located in Dominguez Canyon.
I will second that motion.
Motion and second before the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
I'm,
Aye, so done. Thank you. And
All right. Project.
yes,
you got more for us today.
Next project is PLN 2632 Gross Hicks is an exemption plat creating or another way, reestablishing 4 lots of a subdivision with a convoluted title history resulting from an incomplete subdivision filing by the previous owner. The applicant is seeking the board's approval of the Why Not subdivision exemption plat and acceptance of a quitclaim deed dedicating right-of-way to Delta County for a portion of Southwest 11th Avenue, approximately 1.2 acres as a public road. The subject property is approximately 17.5 acres in total. It's in the light red up there. You can see it's just located along the western border of the town of Cedar Ridge on the north side of Southwest 11th Avenue in the Res 1 zoning district. I assume Commissioner Fuller probably knows where this is at. The previous owner of record, SED Enterprises LLC, attempted to subdivide the subject property into 4 lots across 3 separate minor subdivision plats between 2023 and 2024. The first subdivision took the property from 17.5 acres into 2 lots. Lot 1 to the right, 6.5 acres, and lot 2 to the left, 10.9 acres. The plat was titled SED Enterprises Minor Subdivision PLN 2218. The application for this subdivision contains the initials of the applicant next to the acknowledgement that says, if there is a loan on any property that is changing in configuration, the owner is responsible to inform the applicable lending agency. But a deed of trust was recorded for the entire 17.5 acres being subdivided on July 10th, 2023. But the final plat was recorded on July 31st, 2023, but without the mortgagee's signature. That's the part that's circled there. So after that subdivision, the owner re-subdivided each lot again. On April 22nd, 2024, lot 2 was split into 2 5+ acre lots. The plat was titled SED Enterprises 5 acre minor subdivision, PLN 2338. Then on April 23rd, lot 1 was split into 2 3+ acre lots. That plat was titled SED Enterprises 3 acre minor subdivision, PLN 2337. Meanwhile, the resultant 4 lots from these 3 subdivisions were all within a 17.5 acre property subject to a single loan by the Bank of Colorado. The initial subdivision plat, PLN 22-180, failed to secure the required signature and consent of the active mortgagee, the Bank of Colorado. Under Colorado law and Delta County subdivision regulations, this omission rendered the initial subdivision and the 2 subsequent re-subdivisions legally deficient, null, and void from the beginning. The Bank of Colorado subsequently initiated a foreclosure actions on July 1st last year, 2025, which led to a public trustee sale on February 11th of this year. And there's a copy of the public trustees foreclosure sale confirmation deed, which was executed by the county treasurer on February 26th of this year. This foreclosure effectively extinguished the invalid plat configurations we just went through, leaving the property as a single unified parcel under the ownership of the current applicants. This also clouded the legal chain of title for the dedicated right-of-way quitclaim deed attempting to convey 1.2 acres to Delta County for public right-of-way along Southwest 11th Avenue. So we have a problem here and we're just trying to figure out a solution. How do we go from this 1 deed for this foreclosed 17.5 acres to back to 4 deeds for these lots were configured because the buyers, the foreclosure sale, there were 2 couples. The couples is here present, Mr. and Mrs. Hicks. And the other couple, they would like to have the property back in those 4 lots. So the approach we took was to take it and use an exemption plat, which exempts the plat from the typical subdivision process. Why are we doing that? Because it's exactly the lots that were created before, but illegally and nullified because of the absence of the mortgagee signature. So our proposal is that this exemption plat, together with this draft resolution that was in your packet, resolves this cloud on the title, aligns the legal descriptions with the physical layout of the lots, and secures or resecures the public right-of-way for Delta County. The proposed exemption plat complies with Delta County Land Use Code because all the lots were previously reviewed as past subdivision applications. All standards were previously checked for compliance with the code at that time, withstanding the mortgagee signature clause, which was not signed on the original subdivision plat. All the existing and proposed easements and encumbrances are shown on the exemption plat. An agreement for master meter out-of-town pipeline companies was provided as proof of adequate water supply, which has been verified with the town of Orchard City for all 4 lots. Each lot has a permitted access and also has an existing address. There's an existing address in each of the 4 lots. The final plat illustrates the appropriate parcel information for all adjoining properties. 4 new quitclaim deeds, each 1 for each lot within this subdivision, have been submitted. And we have a new quitclaim deed to Delta County, which has been submitted for the right-of-way on Southwest 11th Avenue. This exemption plat seeks to reestablish the 4 lots precisely as they were physically and geographically configured under the original intended minor subdivision layouts. It creates no greater density impacts than those previously evaluated by the county. Furthermore, this action serves the public interest by clearing a complex cloud on the title, restoring clear ownership parameters to the property owners, and properly securing Delta County's public right-of-way. So staff recommends the commissioners approve this resolution. It was drafted for this whole memorializing everything we did here for the exemption plat and accept a quick claim deed dedicating the road right of way for Southwest 11th Avenue and authorize the chair to sign the final exemption plat, which I have here. And like I said, Mr. and Mrs. Hicks, right, are here to answer any questions you may have.
If you'd like to come up and join us, and do you have anything else that you would like to state?
My name is Joe Hicks, Joseph. I'd just like to say that I think that was a pretty confusing process for us to go through in the purchase of this property with the foreclosure. But Mr. Gardner's office has been very good to deal with. We've worked with the surveyors, the original surveyors, in getting the creation, the new exemption plat, and all of the quitclaim deeds up to the standard that we understand you require. But very, very nice working with the office,
Okay,
and we're looking forward to be part of Delta County.
Probably looking forward to being done with this, aren't you?
yeah.
Yes,
Good to know.
very much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And this will be resolution number 13.
14.
I know. All right.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Commissioner?
Well, I have nothing else to add or subtract. I think this is a good move. We just need to get this thing behind us, and we're not, as Mr. Gardner stated, we're not changing anything. We're just kind of going back to the way it was before all the confusion started. So let's erase the confusion by making a motion to approve resolution number 2026-R-14 for the Gross Hicks exemption plat, PLN 26-032, and accept a quitclaim deed dedicating the right of way of 1.2 acres for Southwest 11th Avenue, and authorize the chair to sign the final exemption plat.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you. And we'll get it signed and recorded and.
Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for your patience. Part of the deal.
Well, everything's legal now.
Yeah.
Terry's got to record it for.
That plat's ready for your signature right here.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to come before the board today?
I have none.
Okay, we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Thank you.